Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome to Aliens Fireteam Elite, the latest in the Aliens games to hit the market in 2021. Now the thing with Aliens games are, there's been quite a few. There was Alien Isolation, very good, creep around, hide in cupboards, very scary. And it did make quite a few people jump. This one harkens back to Aliens, the Colonial Marine incursion into the alien world, with people like Bill Paxton and all the rest of it. Anyway, I think it does it quite well in regards to it captures the action and the frantic rush of the aliens directly to you. So, this mission here is mission 3. I did a live stream on the release day. That'll be on the channel. That deals with the first 2 missions. And this mission deals with, you've got to escort a doctor, a civilian, off this station. And of course, the aliens, the Xenomorphs, the Xenos, have a different idea of this. I'm in a demolisher configuration, which is where you add the 2 people from the film, Aliens 2, which was, there was Vasquez, and there was... who was the other guy? The other guy with the big lamppost type gun we've got here, the big smart gun. Anyway, there was Vasquez, who was the girl with the bandana. There was another sort of tall Dietrich, I think it was. Might not be Dietrich, but it was a guy. And it was 2 heavy weapons specialists. And one of them died quite earlier on. But you've got this big sort of like huge smart gun. And I'm also armed with a standard pulse rifle as well. Now, the game typically is rushing around, some dimly, but some quite well lit areas, fending off these aliens. That will jump on you and you've got to keep bashing some of the WASD buttons as well to get off them. Your teammates, if you're lucky enough to play with teammates from the matchmaking servers, or with your friends who have also got a copy of the game, can help you out. Now if you haven't got any friends to help you, then the game will give you AI bots in the form of synthetics, a bit like an upgrade to the Bishop model. Well, here you can see the Doctor, Dr. Honecker, who we have to escort to the dropship. He's got a gun, so he will shoot a few here. And the animations of this particular civilian, as opposed to the Marines who are charging around going, yeah, shoot everything, let's rock, right, is quite good because he'll take his time loading his pistol, he'll duck cover, fumble with the gun as he's reloading, but he will actually shoot the Xenos when they come close to him. But effectively, he is being protected by our burly Marines. Now, with the Marines, you can choose different genders, different hairstyles, different skin colours, different armour. You can progress and unlock additional armour as well. You can buy things from the quartermaster. You can dress your guns up. You can add more things to your guns as you play the game. Great. Brilliant. Really is good. And like I say, the franticness of the aliens, the Xenos, rushing towards you, especially in this level that I've found so far, really is, you know, compelling and takes you back to the films. I mean, I tried this level once by myself with AI bots, and then 3 times with other live players who I just joined in the lobby to complete this. This 3rd level was really difficult. But as you walk around the map is quintessentially aliens. You see some of the padding on the walls, the sort of like the hexagonal padding as well, which is quintessentially aliens, right? An alien. You remember seeing it on the Nostromo. So it's all taken, you know, all the games that have come before this have kind of like fed into it. Now, you can find crates of ammunition dotted around. You can also find special crates that will also give you special items, like, for example, bits of weapons and things like that. You can also find med packs. So refilling your ammo is quite easy to do because in between, you know, sections of the game, you'll find some aptly placed ammunition crates. Now, in regards to the medical, this particular demolisher character I've got here with the smart gun can carry 1 med kit and a load of ammunition. Also, he's got like a sort of smart bomb, and he's got like a smart grenade as well. Pressing the C key brings up a wheel where you can deploy things like sentry guns or cryo mines or electric mines, all this sort of stuff, or change rounds to incendiary rounds that give the user the ability to potentially set your opponent on fire when you shoot them, which is quite handy and will incur a bit of damage to them. As you can see, I'm laying down some incendiary rounds now on these Xenos, and you can see they're glowing because they've been set on fire with the incendiary bursts. The game so far on this particular level is like, you know, look out for the vents, check your corners people, all that sort of stuff. Laying the sentry guns down are really quite powerful as well, and they're aimed at the technical Marine. The medical Marine can heal people, even though you can as well, but they've got special tools to do that. Of course, you've got a Demolisher, whose virtual special weapon is the smart bomb, and also his massive Ur misses smart gun. And then you've got the normal grunt, who has got like a grenade, a shotgun for close quarters, close encounters, as I think Pick says. And of course he's got his smart pulse rifle, or his normal pulse rifle as well. The game does look good. Only once have I fallen through the map and found myself in a sparsely populated area where there was no decking plates and just the stars. The clipping leaves a lot to be desired with some of the people. You can walk straight through them. From what I can see, there's no friendly fire, which certainly helps with all this sort of mayhem going on. And the sound does sound like an Aliens game. You can hear the screeches of the alien combatants as they come towards you. You hear your Marines swearing. Apologies already if you can hear my Marines swearing. It's not me, it's the Marine. The androids that are dotted around as well, as you can see here, can gain you access to different doors to allow you to run that bypass. You can also cut open doors that are welded shut to try and prevent the Xenos from getting through. So, lots of good concepts in the game. When I first played, I thought, don't like this, it's a bit, don't like it. But it really comes into its own when you play with other players. Playing with the AI bots is a means to an end. I get it, you know, and they have to do something with it. They're no more than just a bit of cannon fodder and tend just to get in the way of what you're shooting at. The real fun of this is when you're playing with other live people. A couple of things I've noticed as well with the game. I can't for the life of me, in the menu, find a way to start a new game, a completely new game with a new character. Okay? It's just, you start, continue game. You can play all the missions when going to the staff sergeant, and say which mission do you want to play. So you can go back and retrospectively play any missions that you've currently got. That's not a problem. But I haven't found that option. Graphical options are there. I mean, I'm playing this in true 4K, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. The visuals are amazing. No slowdown on my PC, as I'd expect anyway. But you've got to question, I mean, the speed and the amount of aliens that you get on the screen. I was impressed that there was no slowdown or jittering. But then I'm running this on an RTX 3080 Supreme. 10GB of RAM on that. And I got an i9 processor with 64GB of RAM on the motherboard as well. So it's not a slouch of a PC by any means. Of course there are going to be better ones out there. When you shoot an alien, obviously you've got to be careful of the splash damage from the acid that comes out. And you can incur quite a bit of damage when you hit that splash, you know, the splash acid. Or you'll walk through a puddle of acid on the floor. But as I mentioned, it really comes into its own when you're playing with other human players. So far I've used the Demolisher, I've used the normal standard Marine, and I'm probably going to have a good go about being a medic next as well, because I think that's a really powerful class of combatant. But I think the Technician might have it, because his special ability of setting up those autocannons, you know the autocannons, those special autocannons can really help out as well. When you incur too much damage or fall to the ground, you can be revived by other players and or a medic. A medic will do it and give you a bit more energy and strength back. They've also got the ability to use a medical sort of like perimeter. A bit like the shield domes that you can put out in Halo, that sort of thing. So you put this shield thing down and you can, it's got a certain amount of health it will dish out, and everyone's got to sort of like stay within the perimeter of this health area to gain some health, which is good as well. So, you know, all in all, a really good game. This smart gun, when aiming down the sights, I mean, it's a no-miss scenario. I mean, you can just mow them down. The only problem you've got is that you're going to have to sort of like upgrade it quite substantially so that you can carry a bit more ammunition and into the 385 rounds of ammo that I've managed to get into mine with its stock configuration. You've also got the ability to use the environment against the Xenos as well by shooting the quintessential exploding gas cylinders or barrels, and they can cause quite a bit of splash damage as well to the Xenos. So as you can see here, I've got other Xenos coming after me that have got some sort of like radioactiveness on them. You know, they're a burster and they'll cause quite a bit of like acid splash damage, so you want to stay away from those. You've also got your warriors, you've got your lurkers. So there's quite a few different classes of Xeno, and this is really only the first set of 3 missions in the first part of the campaign. And I have been impressed. I really have been impressed. And when I say to it, you know, it does what it says on the tin, it's not a particularly deep game. If you're looking for something that's honed in story, yes, there is a story, but you've got to go looking for it. Turn up with the missions. If it moves, shoot it. If it doesn't move, and you're not too sure about it, shoot it anyway. And you kind of get to know where I'm coming from with the game. What else can I possibly say about the combat? I think the combat is smooth. They've got the combat right down. What they haven't got is a few things that if they advance the game, I don't know what their roadmap or their plans for this game are, that could make it a bit better. Again, a brand new game section to the front menu. In-game comms, I mean, I haven't seen any in-game comms. There might be. I mean, I haven't seen it in the, you know, in the settings, although I might not have looked properly. Here's a special box I'm coming up to now, an open crate, and you can see I've got you know, all different parts of weapons, and these long corridors, you just know loads of Xenos are going to come down here, you know, are going to use up all your ammo. But the placement of the ammo boxes are quite good, to be perfectly honest. I did find them quite aptly placed, especially on the standard setting of the game. So the action being this fast paced does make you a little bit anxious. Jumpy, not so much. Frantic, pretty much so, I have to say it. And when you start coming up towards the end of this particular mission and the other missions, you'll get slight points where there's a lull. Then you'll get points of absolute total mayhem. But as you go through the game, the story does start to unfold. Then eggs back down for experiments. And here we are, coming up on perhaps one of the last penultimate engagements we're going to have between the Marines and sort of the end of level engagement. So here's our dropship. Here we go. Gather on the platform. So what we got to do with this dropship is, first off, restock all your ammo. And restocking your ammo and getting into the crates could get you sentry guns, going to get you things like traps, they're going to get you those mines, they're going to get you those incendiary bombs, right? I tend to hold off on deploying too much of my sentry guns, if I've got them, till a bit later on. But I have found, on this level, putting one right at the back really helped the team out. Just on this little walkway here, as they all start to sort of spawn from the rear of the map, like where I'm standing. I could be wrong, and I probably am, but I found that to be quite good. Other things like the traps as well. I mean, around the back of the dropship, I found that to be the most difficult place to defend, because that's where you've typically got to go at the end. So I put one of my cryo traps, cryo mines, right there that will hopefully freeze any of the Xenos that come anywhere near, and I can then gun them down. Once you've engaged the landing cycle, your pilot above your dropship will start barking orders at you at set times during the engagement with the Xenos. In this time, it's up to you to start mowing things down with your guns. And that's quite easy, I hear you say. Anyone can shoot anything. But the franticness and the amount of Xenos you get starts to increase. And you think, yeah, I can handle this. I've got my sentry guns mowing people down. I'm mowing people down. My comrades are mowing people down. Even the NPC-controlled doctor, who you've been rescuing throughout this mission, can, start mowing them down. However, where things start to go wrong is you've got to start wandering around the map, turning valves, pressing buttons, opening the hangar bay door, all that sort of stuff, because for some reason your pilot can't do it remotely, and they do give a reason for this. This is perhaps one of the most frantic 4 to 5 mission segments I've ever played. Now we're given an option to go and pressurise the hydraulics, so I'm going to refill my ammo. There you go, and I'm off on a little excursion to shoot some aliens and get down and turn the valve. It seems it was me doing the valve turning and all the button pressing, whereas my compatriots in this part of the game were quite happy just to shoot the aliens. The problem with that is you're soon going to run out of ammunition, resources, and God knows whatever else. So it's in your best interest to get things like the pressurization of the hangar done as soon as possible, and then get all the other buttons pressed. So then we've got the safety interlocks. They've got to be done, and there's a little panel for that on the top left hand side of the screen. Someone's got to go up there and press that. Here we go. Mowing them down, mowing them down, mowing them down. Alright, one of our people are going up there to go and mow them down. And then you're going to have to travel to the back of the screen to where the flight deck or the flight controls deck is, then press a button up there. So the quicker you do it, the better it is. And don't forget to keep an eye on your health, because at some stage of the game you're going to need help from your compatriots. So it'll be worthwhile making sure you've got a full set of health and you've got access to a med kit as well. So the spitters, they're tough little things, but the alien warriors, they are rock hard. No matter what you shoot at them, they're very difficult to take down. So once the last switch at the back has been thrown, the air boss console, right, that will mean you can finally depressurize the cabin. You've got to get into the dropship. Once you or one of your partners gets up there and does that, and this is why I've kept some of my sentries on the go to try and stem the flood of aliens that's going to happen and come round here. Alright, it's time to get yourself on the ship as fast as you possibly can, because here they come, and no matter what you do, you shoot at them, they don't take an awful lot of damage. I tell you what, I mean, I uploaded clips and clips and clips, incendiary rounds, and my miniguns, having a good go at them. And it's only till I backed away towards the back of the drop pod did the mission finally finish. So, there you go. I've been Ricardo. Thanks very much for watching. This was Campaign Part 1, Mission 3, and I completed it. It was quite good. Quite enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next missions and seeing what alien environments they take me to. Thanks very much for watching. Check back for more videos in the series. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon.